welcome you to this broadcast of girls varsity basketball on NKTelco Sports. We're at Minster Gymnasium where the Kalida Wildcats take on the Minster Wildcats. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: Keyhole Pizza, First National Bank, Precision Strip, Emerson Climate Technologies, Carriage Works, Grand Lake Health, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric Automation, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, Pratt Industries, Wagner's IGA, Wilson Health, Winners Meach, Borchers Floor Center, and NKTelco. Along with Jeff Henshin, I'm Dave Kanapke. Should be a good matchup here on a Tuesday night between Minster and Kalida, a battle of Wildcat teams. Kalida Wildcats under 13th year head coach Adam Huber, 14-6 on the season, second place the PCL. They had a pretty good second half of the season, but they just coming off a loss to Lipsick on Saturday.
Yeah, midway through the season, they're 7-5. Then they go on a real nice 7-game winning streak. Have a big showdown matchup, if you will, with Lipsick over the weekend. And Lipsick really put it to them in a good first quarter for Lipsick. Got them down, and basically then it was even. But a bad first quarter, if you will, for Kalida really hurt them. They suffered their first PCL, Putnam County League loss, but a very nice 14-6. Have been playing some very good basketball with those wins, winning 7 of 8.
Yeah, not a lot of real high scorers on the team. Camille Hovis leads the team with 9 points a game. Nobody in double figures. For the Minster Wildcats, 11-9 on the season, 6-2 in the MAC. It's been a year this year. They played a really terrifically hard schedule. They've been rewarded with the number 2 seed, but they're still trying to peak right at the right time at the end of the season.
Yeah, 11-9 overall. You 6-2 in MAC play, so they've done very well in their league. This is a non-conference game, but they're out of schedule. Out of league schedule, I should say, has been very intense, and they do that to just get better and better, and they're beginning to find their step, if you will, and tonight's another good test against a high-quality team, and, a good preparation, if you will, for that postseason action where you really want to be playing your best basketball.
So it'll be Minster and Kalida Wildcats. We'll pause for the national anthem. Back with the starting lineups on NKTelco Sports.
I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital, with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
Welcome back here. Minster Gymnasium, our officials here today. Kim Egbert, 18 years. Bruce Etzler, 13 years experience. Seth Middleton, 16 years. So overall, 47 years of experience in the stripes. Now let's do our Emerson Climate Technology starting lineups. First for the Kalida Wildcats. Number 3, Adria Burgai, 5'4" junior, averages 4 points a game. Number 20 is Livia Recker. 22, Meredith Bockrath, averages 5 points a game, the sophomore. Brooke Earhart, 5'8" senior, posts. Camille Hovis, 9 points, 8 rebounds a game for Coach Adam Huber. So 3 seniors, a junior, and a sophomore are the starting lineups for the Kalida Wildcats. Now they'll dim the lights for the Minster Wildcats. It's 11-9 on the season under 7th-year head coach Mike Wiss. Number 3, Katie McClure, 5'4" senior, averages 7 points a game. Number 10, Sadie Niemeyer, 3.6 a game for the 5'3" sophomore. Number 10, a 5'10" senior, Casey Albers, just over 5 points a game. 5'9" sophomore, number 32, Addie Inskeep, 3 points a game. And in the middle, their leading scorer, 11 points a game, 9 rebounds. 5'11" junior Lily Barhorse. Head coach Mike Wiss in his 7th year for the Wildcats. Now let's talk about your keys to the game. Brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. First we'll go for the Kalida Wildcats.
Well, they know rebounding is very critical. They have one player, Hovish, who rebounds consistently, but they're not as big as Minster, so they know they've got to do a good job getting body on body. They want to limit turnovers. They know how easy that can lead to easy opportunities, and they turned the ball over a lot last year. They hope to improve upon that, and they need to hit their open shots on offense. They don't have a great percentage, but they need to really capitalize on those opportunities.
Now your keys to the game for the Minster Wildcats.
Handle full court pressure. They know that the Kalida's going to try to put that on them, and also they need to have more defense that they can get to the
Stop them from wanting to get to the rim.
Stopping them from getting to the rim and force them to hit the outside shots, and also rebound the long shots. So if you're going to force them to shoot from outside, then make sure you rebound the basketball and the missed shots.
Those are your keys to the game, brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. Minster turns it over on their first possession. Kalida Wildcats, 14-6 on the season, second in the Putnam County League. It's been a very good rivalry through the years. They've played each other for a long time, I'm guessing 15, 20 years.
I was talking to Minster Athletic Director Josh Clooney before the game. I didn't realize that, having not, I follow Minster, but now that when your kids are playing, you're not always paying particular attention too much. You think you would, but he said, yeah, this has been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
An hour drive for each team one way, up 66, I suppose.
Shot there by Recker. Yeah, it's always been a late season. It used to be a Saturday, but then schedules get juggled around. So it's moved to Tuesday the last couple of years. Inskeep will drive and be fouled. So Addie Inskeep will shoot too.
Yeah, it was a nice move. She went at it aggressively and really forced the issue. And picking up the first foul for Kalida is number 24, Camille Hovis. And again, they have a lot of players, but that's her leading scorer. 9.2 points is Hovis, and she picks up her first foul a minute into the game.
High arching free throws is nothing but nylon for Inskeep for her first point.
54% free throw shooter on the season, so it'd be nice for her to get off to a good start. Wow. No rim, she called, I think, on both of them, or at least the second one, so a good start for Inskeep on an aggressive move to the basket and somewhat kind of transition. They beat Kalida down the court.
JV game went in favor of Minster, 41-37. That was a matchup of one-loss teams. That was a very good game, and Minster prevails in a good one. So here should be a pretty evenly matched game between these two as well. There is a 3-ball that is too long. That was by Bockrath. That was number 23.
Yeah.
Earhart.
Offensive rebound, though. That long rebound when those long shots. Ooh, nice backdoor cut. They a little bit off beat there, but Minster strong defense. When you play really aggressive and tight, if you aren't aware of the backdoor cut, you can get burnt, but Wildcats turn it over.
And these two communities, they've played each other late in the season, and I don't know what the all-time series is, but it's pretty even. There's always, and if a team wins, it's not a blowout. It's year in, year out. It's been a good, like Coach Huber mentioned, there was always a good rivalry, good game to play late in the season. You know where you're going, what you have to work on late in the season. Drive by Barhorse rolls off. Barhorse leads the MAC in field goal percentage, but couldn't buy that one.
Yeah, she's a very good field goal shooter at 57%, so doesn't get that one on a nice move. She had to battle a little bit, had a nice turnaround. The shot just did not go down for Barhorst.
Kalida averaging 42 points a game. Minster averaging just over 45 points a game. 2-0 here, 2 minutes in. It's good man-to-man defense being played by the Wildcats.
Force another turnover.
Go into the backcourt. So Minster will set up. Working through some injuries. Morgan Sparks, normal starter. Some hamstring issues. Anna Larger, a pretty key defensive player coming off the bench. Shot off the mark by Niemeyer. Broke her hand, I think, about a week and a half ago, so I'm guessing she's out for the season, or definitely out for a while, so a tough loss. Hate to see anybody get hurt. There's a 3-ball off the mark there by number 3, Burgai. Or no, number 5, that was Umberfirth. Addie Inskeep with a nice post move.
And she's a nice start for the 5'9" sophomore. All 4 Cats points here. She's hit her 2 free throws and made her first shot, so only points of the game coming from Inskeep, number 32.
Inskeep started early in the season and has come off the bench for a while. She's starting tonight, so off to a good start for the Wildcats. There's Unverfirth, Whitney Unverfirth, Earhart.
Pretty good defense for the Wildcats. The only shots, the Kalida's already shot 3 balls or 3 3-point shots and 1 2-pointer. There's her 4th attempt already. Not a lot of easy looks coming in, and they're not a really, hate to say this the wrong way, not a real strong shooting 3-point squad. 22% accuracy, and they've opened up 0 for 4 from that range, and timeout on the floor.
Timeout by Coach Huber. All the timeouts this year brought to you by Precision Strip. Be a full or a 30-second timeout. Give us an opportunity to thank our sponsors: Keyhole Pizza, First National Bank, Precision Strip, Emerson Climate Technologies, Courage Works, Grand Lake Health, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric Automation, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, Pratt Industries, Wagner's IGA, Wilson Health, Winners Meats, Borchers Floor Center, and NKTelco. About halfway through this first quarter, so far we have Addie Inskeep scored 4 points for Minster and no points so far for the Kalida Wildcats.
Well, like I said, all of Kalida's offense has been around the perimeter. Minster's really not giving them anything, and not that Kalida's shots are bad, but they've settled for 3-pointers, and they're 0 for 4 from that range. They did have a 2-pointer by Recker that was also missed, and Minster's also forced a couple of turnovers in the half court, so of course, now they get one right back due to the Wildcats of Kalida.
Drive to the basket there. Unverfirth loses it. They're able to keep it. Whitney Unverfirth. A lot of good German names on both teams here.
Yeah, you kind of know. I read through the Kalida names, and you knew you're up there with that area like Fort Jennings, Kalida, Ottoville.
Unverfirth. Very similar communities, German Catholic predominantly. And there's a drive
pass
to the basket. Not able to fall in there.
Was a nice pass. I believe it was from
Romas, number 34.
Yeah.
And there's a 3 by Casey Albers.
That's number 23 for the 5'10" senior. Just under 30% from that range, but she does hit her 23rd of the season. She averages 5 points a game. Now Minster up 7-0.
Man-to-man defense has been very strong. That was one of the keys for Coach Wiss, is the lob. They try to go to Romas underneath, too high.
Yeah, it was last trip down. Romas
passed it, I
think.
She
was the one that had the nice assist into Earhart, I believe.
Yes.
And she missed it. But, boy, that was a nice look. And right now, Kalida, those are the shots when things aren't going well. Those don't drop, and they should have, but it didn't.
Morgan Sparks into the game has been going through some sickness, some hamstring issues. Also, Lydia Mesher steps on the sideline to turn it over to Kalida. Kalida, only 15 players in the program, and so they all dress for varsity. A lot of them played JV, if not all the game. Like Roma's 34 played 2 quarters.
Well, you're allowed to play 6 a night.
6, yeah. So it's a good way to get some extra experience as she comes off the bench on varsity. Drive to the basket by Unverfurth, rebounded by the Wildcats. Got to be careful with Wildcats. Both these teams are Wildcats, Minster and Kalida. Kalida has on their uniforms Lady Cats, so maybe we'll use that in there. And drive by Barhorse will shoot 2.
Another strong move. We saw Inskeep kind of go right to the basket in transition. This time not in transition, but off the dribble. Barhorse had a strong move to the left. He just forced it up there. That's a tough shot. She's right-handed. Most time people don't want to go to their weak hand. But she does draw the contact foul against number 5. Whitney Unverfurth, her first.
Barhorse probably going to be named to the first team All-MAC. Comes out within the next couple weeks. Splits a pair of free throws. 8-0 Minster.
Well, nice start from Minster. Kalida needs a basket. You mentioned they're more of a defensive team. There's a steal by Barhorse.
To the basket. Lily Barhorse. Coach Huber's going to take a full timeout. The Minster Wildcats off to a big start, 10-0. You're watching girls high school basketball on NKTelco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Ohio Means Jobs Auglaize County has a job for you. Grand Lake Health System has over 800 employees. Included is Joint Township District Memorial Hospital and multiple physician practices. And we're now hiring a variety of positions that fit all education and skill levels. Plus, you'll get a great benefit package offered to both full and part-time workers. Join this rewarding career and help your community in the process. Contact Ohio Means Jobs Auglaize County for all your employment needs.
Coming out is precision strip timeout. Kalida trying to scramble right now. They're scoreless. They're down 10 early in this game.
I mentioned in our pregame they got off to a bad start against Lipsick in their big showdown, Putnam County League, their last game, and they're not off to a good start here. I know Coach Huber talked about looking forward to this game, a quick game to kind of get back into the flow after that first league loss against Lipsick where they didn't play very well in the first quarter, dug themselves a hole, and then played even the rest of the game. And right now they're down 10, and a lot of time left, but boy, they can ill afford to get behind too far. They're not a strong offensive team. They're a great defensive team, but they don't score a lot of points.
They only give up 31.5. They average 42. Correction on Minster, I said they average 45. They only average 40.5. They only give up 35.5. So, but offense has been a little bit of a struggle this year for Minster.
Yeah, it seems like that's the case. I won't say with a lot of girls, but that seems to be the defense is usually wins these battles more times than the offense.
Nice lob pass to Barhorse. Good block, I think, by Romas on that play. Adding Miller into the game. Another one of those JV players. Number 21. Olivia Recker, one of 3 seniors on this team, in some trouble. Has to try to throw it to a teammate. We have another turnover on Kalida.
6 of them already here, Dave, in the first quarter. Now that one's, they've had a lot of dead ball ones. The one before that, a couple before that, was when Barhorse intercepted it, went in for the instant offense. So a couple points. The Wildcats of Minster have been able to score on turnovers, but already 6 Kalida turnovers, Minster with 3.
We're Clooney in the game. Pretty good outside shooter for Minster, number 4 junior into the game, and they have the full court pressure. Kalida was able to get a turnover earlier, and Coach Oh, I think they didn't start the clock. Or wait a minute, now the clock is still running. They'll just reset it here. I don't know, they didn't start the clock on time, but something with the clock, and they will have this corrected here. Neither coach was too upset about it. We're going to have a jump ball. That will go to Kalida.
So Minster now 4 turnovers. I mentioned Kalida was 6, but pressure defense kind of by the Wildcats of Kalida making Minster look kind of weak there. They're trying to get through the pressure.
A couple of substitutions coming in for Minster at the break. They kick it to the outside as Addie Miller drive to the baskets. It's Recker. It bounced around on the rim a couple times, but Olivia Recker, one of the tri-captains on this team, will shoot 2.
Still no breaks going for Kalida. They would have liked to had the hoop and the harm. They do pick up a foul against Lily Barhorse, Minster's leading scorer and rebounder. So, you know, if you can get her in foul trouble, that maybe helps your comeback. But they finally dent in the scoring column here with the free throw from Recker.
Kayla Lamb, Sadie Niemeyer, and Addie Inskeep all coming in the game for a very deep bench for Coach Wiss. He'll routinely play 10, sometimes 11. That one rattles out for Recker, so she
doesn't miss many. She's an 81% foul shooter. She won 1 of 2, and just that one trip. They do get a foul against Barhorse, but just 1 point out of the foul attempt.
Clooney on the wing. Over to Inskeep. To McClurg. Not some great passes, but they did not turn it over. Part of that is a very suffocating defense by Kalida. A bump there on Clooney. Be a foul. Head coach for Kalida, Adam Huber, 13th year, 189 wins coming into tonight's game. So that's a pretty good number of wins through 13 years. Pass to Niemeyer, and that is kicked. It will stay with Minster.
Pretty nice cut there, as you mentioned. Nice bounce pass. Minster couldn't capitalize on it, but they get to keep possession on the kick ball, but nice effort getting it into the paint.
Pass to Clooney, not able to save it. It's a very good defensive possession there for Kalida.
Well, that's, I think, what's kind of been their strength all year is their defense, and they've now forced 5 turnovers. It's just their offense has really let them down here on the road at Minster. They've not been able to match really at all. There's a nice defensive play with the foot, but the offense has just been off to a bad start. If you get a couple of those shots to drop earlier, we're talking about 1 or 2 possession game, but right now it's 9 with under 7 seconds to go, and this will be back-to-back games for Coach Huber. His team has really played offensively poorly.
Big possession here if they can get a basket here with 6.8. Get it to Earhart, and that's stolen away by Minster. Niemeyer trying to play keep away. That will end our first quarter of play. Good start for the Minster Wildcats on our First National Bank scoreboard. Minster 10, Kalida 1 here on NKTelco Sports.
We are here and here and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Unpack your potential with a career at Pratt Industries. Working at Pratt Industries is more than a job. It's a sustainable career.
Pratt Industries to me is a job. It's my career. It's the way I put food on my table, but I love what I do.
We offer competitive pay, excellent benefits, and opportunities for career advancement. To apply, visit careers.prattindustries.com.
We played 1 quarter of basketball here in this varsity game. Minster in control in our First National Bank scoreboard, 10-1.
But neither team's played real well offensively. Turnovers have been a key factor, especially for Kalida. They have 7 turnovers in a quarter. Minster with 5. Minster shot the ball a little bit better. Minster with those turnovers, only 5 attempts. They made 3 of them. One of those a 3-pointer, plus they made a 3 out of 4 free throws. But Kalida just 0 of 7, only 7 shots. The 7 turnovers have limited their offensive ability, and Minster's going to commit another turnover here with a held ball. So Minster now with 6 in the game, but neither team neither team getting a lot of volume shots. I mean, been very limited action. Minster had 5 shots, made 3 of them, but Kalida with a turnover was only 7 attempts.
Bockrath with the basketball. Miller, there's Earhart. Double team in the corner. She's in some trouble, and she will be tied up. Good double team there by Albers and Lamb.
Coach Huber didn't really want to call a timeout to help her. He's already burned 2 timeouts in the first quarter, so you'd hate to go to use 3 of your 5 already and maybe just take the turnover here, if you will, and turn around, play defense. But he's already tried to use 2 timeouts to kind of break the ice here and get his team in rhythm.
There's a steal on the pressure. Earhart puts it in.
Well, there's what they maybe need as Earhart, gets a nice steal and score.
There's the second one. To the basket there is Bockrath.
Well, this can make it, cut the lead almost a half here in less than about 15 seconds. Back-to-back steals and opportunity here from the foul line.
Bockrath, sophomore, hits the free throw. Lily Barhorse in the game.
Casey Albers, I believe, picked up the foul on that drive.
Katie McClurg in, so another ball handler into the game for Coach Wiss. Both of them in there for Bockrath. Cuts the lead 10-5. I think the scoreboard is now catching up.
A good start for the Kalida Wildcats. In less than a minute, they've outscored Minster 4-0, forced some turnovers. That's back-to-back turnovers that resulted in 4 points.
3-ball, McClurg is short. There's Inskeep, just falls out. Good rebound, but didn't get the home roll. Pass up ahead. It's Bockrath. Rebound. Camille Hobust will shoot 2.
Well, Bockrath had a nice look at it. She went strong to the basket, missed it, but her teammate there, 5'9" senior Hovis, with the chance here to cut into that lead. Again, it was 9 at the quarter break. 2 free throws here, get it down to 3.
I saw that right. I think the bank's open here late on a Tuesday night as Hovis banked it in. Any way you can do it.
If they all count, she's her leading scorer at 9.2 a game. Makes both her free throws. She's just over a 50% free throw shooter. They've made all 4 here in the second quarter, so a great start for Coach Huber's team, a 6-0 run.
Niemeyer.
Boy, guys, kind of stuck in a bad spot. It came right over and back line and stopped and almost threw it to her teammate. Held on to it, and in the end, it's still a Minster turnover. That's, I think, 4 turnovers here for the Minster Wildcats in a minute and a half, and 2 of them have led to 4 points.
I think they'll be talking about their press breaker. For years, they had a press breaker called Ivy, an Ivy Wolf.
I didn't know what you were going to call it, but I'll have one name for it. And Ivy is pretty much, she's a single-name character. There's Tiger, there's Ivy.
Yeah.
Tiger's a golfer, Ivy's a basketball player, and I understand doing a very good job at Miami.
Last I heard, she's averaging about 17 points a game as a sophomore. She started, I think, a lot last year as a freshman, so good to keep track of her scoring. She's continuing her very great basketball career. Kalida getting back into this game. There's Burgeis. Rebound Barhorse, and she traveled. Lost her balance just a bit, just enough to lift the second foot up.
So it almost acts as if an offensive rebound for the Kalida Wildcats because they missed the three-pointer by Burgeis, but are going to have it right back. And again, one shot could tie it here. And after a dismal first 8 minutes, they've really played well here the first couple minutes of the second quarter.
It's like the 2 teams have switched in this quarter.
Yeah, so far.
Burgeis almost got it picked by the other 3, Katie McClurg. Backdoor cut by Bockrath. Contact, no foul. Barhorse with the rebound. Tip from behind. Kicked away. Kalida with the basketball. Another turnover.
Yep.
Shot up by Recker for the 3, and we are tied at 10. Coach Wiss has seen enough. He will take a precision strip. Timeout. He's getting the clipboard out. It'll be looks like just a 30-second, or a full timeout. We'll step aside, and you're watching Varsity Girls Basketball on NKTelco Sports.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Coming out is precision strip timeout. It's just switched. Kalida has come back from a 10-1 lead, and 2 times in a row, Minster's been slow out of the timeout.
Okay. I wondered. I didn't see it the first time, and
it was at the quarter break. Yeah,
I noticed they put it down, and I guess you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, and
you need to get out of the huddle then. And
McClurg's 3, rebounded by Inskeep.
She's had a nice start to the game. She scored her first 4 points of the game to Addie Inskeep.
Lob to Barhorse. Inskeep will give it. McClurg open for the 3 and hits it.
Well, big bucket for the Wildcats. And what's odd is McClurg had missed her last 2 3-pointers in this quarter, so it's not like she would have had a lot of confidence. But she does what shooters have to do, and that's keep them flying. She had a good look. That's her 26th made 3-pointer on the season, and a big basket following the Wiss timeout, who he's talking to Seth Middleton right now in a conversation. Do you see that?
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's the referee that inbounded it quickly.
I don't know if he's, boy, they're having a conversation about something.
Coach Wiss is not a huge arguer, when he has a point, or he wants to understand it, I think. Pass to Burgeye, misses the layup.
Yeah, Scott, I think, didn't realize how wide open she was.
Pass all the way ahead to Niemeyer. McClurg thought about it. There's Barhorse in the corner. It's Sparks. Back to Barhorse, one-on-one turnaround. Ooh, blocked by Romas, and the Kalida fans and bench did not like that call, but Men in Stripes call a foul on Malaya Romas.
She's a 6'1" freshman, and again, trying to kind of play straight up. I think as she walked in, and I think Barhorse walked towards her, so it kind of initiated stuff, and that's always a tough call. You know, was she perfectly vertical? I don't know. There was contact, and
I think she hit the ball clean, but then I think she might have hit the hand after that.
That's all part of the shot.
Yeah,
then.
Yeah. In the NBA or college, they won't call that foul, but in high school, that is a foul, and Barhorse takes advantage of that as she hits 2 foul shots.
Well, good attempt there for Barhorse. She's now 3 for 4 in the ball game from the free throw line, so that's a 75% mark for her. Good start for her from the line. And she now has 5 points to lead the Wildcats.
After that timeout, Minster on a 5-0 run. They go underneath.
Oh, nice move.
Nice move there by Hobust.
Had one of those big, like, hops where, you know, it's legal, and I don't see a lot of girls doing that. No disrespect, but she got from point A to point B very nicely and had a nice strength to finish.
You might have thought about a long 3. The Barhorse, and they anticipated that one. And we'll have a jump ball to stay with Minster. Kalida, a very good defensive team from what I've seen here this quarter and a half.
Yeah, I mean, they only give up 31 points on a season on average, and other than the start Minster had, they got a bucket in transition and stuff. You know, I can see why they've been very stigent. They're athletic. They're strong girls. They're not frail, so they can cover a lot of ground and hold their own when there's contact.
Barhorse lucky to get the ball back after throwing into a double team. That's a steal by Hovest.
Yep, and there she kind of was strong. Barhorse kind of hit her, but she maintained her balance.
Brooke Earhart with the layup.
That's following a turnover, so another points off turnover for the Kalida Wildcats. Earhart with 4 points.
15-14. It was 10-0 Minster, and Kalida got their defense going, and there'll be an offensive foul. They'll say that McClurg threw an elbow.
Well, McClurg really didn't rebuttal at all. Not that players should, but usually, McClurg heard the whistle, gave the ref the ball, and Minster commits their 8th turnover of the quarter. That's 8. You talk about a tale of two teams. Kalida had 7 in the first quarter. Minster has 8 in the second quarter, so they've definitely taken turns turning the ball over.
Backrath trying to get away from the double-team Burguy. Earhart, nice move, but it doesn't fall.
Just too open, maybe. No one picked her up for Minster. There was no help at all. And a tough break for Earhart.
That is kicked. Minster, all year, they try to go to Barhorse underneath, but Kalida knows that anytime she's able to get it, she's double-teamed quickly. Ruth Setzler will hand it to a Wildcat to inbound. As we had Lindy Himmelgarn in the game for the first time tonight. One of 6 seniors on this Minster team.
Yeah, there have been a number of Wildcats from Minster player. You maybe mentioned how many he usually runs through. There's been a kind of a revolving door tonight. Yeah. There's a lot of girls getting some court time already, each getting a chance, if you will, to make something positive happen.
And there is another steal.
But again, you mentioned her defense.
Miller.
She came from the opposite side. She jumped that pass. She knew it. And that number 21, Miller, I think, is the one that stole it right here with the basketball. She anticipated well.
You go underneath to Hovest. That will go out of bounds. It will stay with Kalida. Minster has already played 10 tonight as Kayla Lamb comes back in for the second time.
And you said it's larger.
Anna Larger is out with a
hand injury.
Kennedy Cordy sometimes gets in under the post, depending on how the game goes. Right now, Minster clinging to a 1-point lead. Nice drive to the basket there by Brooke Earhart.
Was she the one that missed the left-hand layup the last
Yeah, I think so.
Well, that time she had a tough shot baseline and barely kind of snuck it over, but good for her. She got the shot to drop. She now has 6 points.
And Kalida with the lead. Sparks, bingo on the tray.
Her 10th of the season, and again, kind of matches the score by the Kalida Wildcats to give Minster back quickly there, a 2-point lead. The first time they trailed right all game.
Yes. And there is a turnover for both teams. Both teams lost it and gave it right back. Minster did.
Tough pass.
That's tipped away. Try to get it over Lily Barhorst.
Yeah, there wasn't a good window, and Barhorst very athletic and tall.
Long three, Katie McClurg.
Her second of the quarter, her 26th and 27th of the year.
Drive to the basket there is Earhart, and she'll draw a foul on Lindy Himmelgarn.
Not very many fouls called here. We're under a minute to go. We're at 40 seconds. Each team with 5. So it's been a clean game from that standpoint. We've had some free throws, but for the most part, it's been turnovers. I think each team is really, the defenses have forced a lot of the action here, and I think the defense is what you might say dominating the game so far for each team.
Minster lost the lead, but they've scored 6 straight.
Yeah, the lead was short-lived. That was their first deficit, and it was the next trip down, I believe, the three-pointer it was a three-pointer then by
2
McClurg.
three-pointers.
Yep.
It was first Sparks and then McClurg.
Okay, you're right. Yep.
Hovest working through their offense. Yes. I think Albers just tipped it, Lamb tipped it just enough to get it off the Kalida player.
And I think it went off of Olivia Recker's hand. And like I said, that little change of direction.
6'1" freshman Malaya Romas into the game. Yes, here's that 1-2-2 zone full court pressure. Minster breaks it easily there.
Got to get a shot off.
Oh, with 2 seconds to go, Barhorst. One half of basketball here at Minster. A good game. Battle Wildcats. Minster leads Kalida 21-16 on our First National Bank scoreboard. Teams go to the locker room. We'll be back with the first half stats in the second half here on NKTelco Sports.
Whether you do business from a corner store or a corner office, there is one asset your business cannot do without: the Internet. Everything from sales and marketing, training and shipping, PR, HR, and R&D, your business relies on a fast, reliable, and secure connection. And now, it's more important than ever to partner with an internet provider you can trust. Get Flight Fiber for Business, backed by local tech support from NKTelco. Call today.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital, with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
We're at halftime here at Minster, or the Minster Wildcats lead the Kalida Wildcats 21-16 on our First National Bank scoreboard. The first half stats, Mr. Jeff Henson.
For Kalida in the first half, they were 4 of 10 from two-point shooting, 4 of 10, just 1 of 7 from beyond the arc were the Kalida Wildcats. Overall, they were 5 of 17 from the field. For the Minster Wildcats, 2 of 5 two-point shooting, 4 of 7, a very good 4 of 7 from three-point range. Overall, the Minster from the field, 6 of 12 for 50%. Free throws, Kalida hit on 5 of 6 free throws. Minster hit on also 5 of 6. Turnovers were kind of a big factor for each team. Minster, 15 first quarter turnovers. Now 10 of them came in the second quarter, and they only lost a quarter by 4 points, but that really hampered their ability to score, taking the opportunities away. 10 turnovers in the second quarter for Minster, 15 and a half for Kalida. They had 7 in the first quarter, only, let's say, 4 in the second, but they still end the half with 11 turnovers. Individual scoring for Kalida, Brooke Earhart was 6, 4 points from Camille Hovest and also Olivia Recker, 2 from Meredith Baccarat, their total of 16 for Minster, 6 from Katie McClurg on 2 3-pointers late in the second quarter, 5 points from Lily Barhorse, 3 from Casey Albers, 3 from Morgan Sparks, and 4 points from Addie Inns keep their total of 21.
As Minster hustles to get on the floor after the buzzer, yeah.
Was it a hustle again? I know they, twice the ball was put down for them. So
this time it was Kalida's ball, and they were in position about when Kalida got it, but they weren't going to be caught again. And there is a three there by Olivia Recker.
Well, good start for them as they continue to shoot better. That first half or first quarter steal again.
And their defense has brought them back as Earhart. We are tied suddenly at 21.
Kalida was 0 for 7 in the first quarter shooting. Since that time, they've shot much better. They've already scored 8 points off of turnovers and basically instant offense. They've stolen it and come down, and 4 times they've scored a 2-point bucket.
It's like both teams with the same starting lineups in the second half as the first half. Our starting lineups brought to you by Emerson Climate Technologies. Niemeyer in some trouble, and there'll be a 5-second count.
Well, fortunately for Minster, it's a dead ball turnover. I'm not trying to be sarcastic, but they've had a couple where it's been an easy opportunity for Kalida to go the other way.
There's turnovers and there's bad turnovers.
Yeah.
Like the dead ball, like you said, or the live ball turnovers there. That was a dead ball, so they can play half-court defense there. Kalida with a chance to take the lead. They had the lead a very short period of time in the second quarter. Hovest up and under and in. Nice move.
Yeah, pretty nice move. A lot of strength. She is a strong 5'9". I mean, she's athletic, but pretty strong and confident. And she had to basically a real nice post move, and she finishes it for her 6th point. And yet another turnover, the third already of the third quarter. Minute and a half gone for the Wildcats of Minster.
One of the keys Coach Wiss identified was to handle the full court pressure, and that has been a key, but they haven't handled it.
Not good enough, no.
In some trouble, able to get it on top, and they will reset the basketball. Bockrath gives it up to Recker. Working off the screen from Hovest. Back to Recker. Earhart had it in between. Very patient offense being run by the Kalida Lady Cats is what they have on their uniforms. In the burgundy uniforms, and there's a 3 there by Earhart. Rebound by McClurg. Outlet to Minster. Minster with the win tonight would clinch their 17th straight winning season. At 11-9 would put them at 12-9. They've had winning seasons 27 of the last 28 years.
That's a pretty good run, yeah.
It's the longest current streak in the MAC, and there's another turnover, though.
27 out of 28.
Yep, that's
success.
That's
how many state titles? 3?
4 state titles. I don't know if that goes all the way. The first state title was in 98, 2004, and then 18 and 19. A lot of that is under direction of Coach Steckschulte, as there is a foul on Barhorse. I'm impressed by Camille Hovest.
I am too. She's 5'9". She plays much bigger than that, but she's given up some couple inches to Barhorse, and Barhorse was fine, but right at the very end, it's like she swatted a fly. Her arm was straight up. She just bam right down on Hovest and commits the foul. Barhorse her second.
Hovest was the first one here.
Hovest, 52% free throw shooter on the season. Perfect 3 for 3 here in the game so far. She now has 7 points. Leading scorer on the team at 9.2.
Nothing but nylon there. The end of the game will be their freshman, Malaya Romas.
Hovest, probably a short break. As again, she works hard. She's quick on her feet, but yet she's very strong for a post player, and so she's been giving the Wildcats of Minster some problems.
Good block there by Romas. Off the shot by Barhorse. Fast break the other way, goes out of bounds. It'll be turnover back to Minster.
Nice defense is right by Romas down there on the other end, a 6'1" freshman. Boy, the Kalida team, though, got it out in transition. They don't convert, but they got the block shot, and boom, they were down here in about just a couple seconds. They turn it over, but Minster gives it right back. Their 5th turnover of the quarter.
Bockrath, she's in a little trouble. Burguy's did a nice job of saving that, keeping it in the front court. Quickly to Romas. Good defense by Barhorse. Bockrath, shot blocked, but a foul there on Inskeep.
Inskeep will pick up her first foul. Free throws coming up here for number 22, Meredith Bockrath. She's 2 for 2 on the night.
First one rolls in.
As a team, Kalida Wildcats shooting 61%. Not awful, but not in particular real great, but they've very good. They were 5 of 6 in the first half and currently 3 for 3 here in the second half.
This is the second one. Go the other way to Barhorse, and that's knocked out of her hands. They say it went off of Barhorse's knee. Lily didn't argue, but
yeah, pretty
tell
good.
She did not like that. And Coach Wiss will call a timeout. All the timeouts this year sponsored by Precision Strip. Will be a full timeout. We'll be right back with girls basketball on NKTelco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction, We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Ohio Means Jobs Auglaize County has a job for you. Grand Lake Health System has over 800 employees. Included is Joint Township District Memorial Hospital and multiple physician practices. And we're now hiring a variety of positions that fit all education and skill levels. Plus, you'll get a great benefit package offered to both full and part-time workers. Join this rewarding career and help your community in the process. Contact Ohio Means Jobs Auglaize County for all your employment needs.
Coming out of Precision Strip timeout, Minster down by 5.
A good start for Kalida, 10-0 run. They've shot the ball very well. They've caused Minster to commit 6 turnovers. The Wildcats have only taken 1 shot so far here, and we're almost crossing the halfway point of the third quarter. Minster's taken 1 field goal shot with the 6 turnovers.
Burguy is stopped. Addie Miller back to Burguy. They're trying to post up Romas. That's the thing. People talk about turnovers like, okay, it's a turnover. Turnover means you don't get a chance to shoot.
Yep.
Means you don't get a chance to score. And
in this case, Kalida is making it worse because they're scoring when they have the basketball here in the quarter. They've missed a 3-pointer by Earhart the last time. Other than that, they made all their shots. They've made 3 or 4 free throws. And, Minster opened up the game on a 10-0 run. Right now, Kalida's on a 10-0 run.
If you just joined us, Kalida scored 1 point in the first quarter, and that goes off of Kalida. That goes off of Minster.
I think it was off Kalida.
Yeah, Minster bench is saying that went off of Kalida. It looks like the rest will converse, and they'll turn it the other way.
Second Kalida turnover of the third quarter.
Minster has yet to score in this quarter. 10-0 run by Kalida. Inskeep to Albers. There's Albers open for a 3. That is short. Long rebound to Kalida. Addie Miller. Drive is stopped. Able to get it to Umberfirth. Burguy will run the offense. They don't have... Burguy's the only starter out there right now for Kalida. Miller. Burguy hits the big 3. Lead is at 8.
Well, her first points of the game, her 18th made 3-pointer of the season, and now a 13-0 run for Kalida. Dating back, well, I guess it did in the second quarter there. They had 16 at half.
Barhorse.
16 to 21 at half they trailed. Yep. They're up now 29-21.
Down 5 at halftime. They tied it up in about 15 seconds. And have gone very good since. Mesher and Lamb into the game for Minster. Back into the game in the post is number 24, Camille Hovest. Yeah, we got a pretty good tandem underneath there in their centers between the senior Hovest and the freshman Romas.
Different body styles.
Yeah.
Romas a little bit taller and slender, but boy, they both play well. They're both agile, and Hovest makes up for maybe her lack of verticality right there. Well, with a good time block shot against Sparks.
You know, they overplay on defense, and they funnel them to the middle and have the center there to block. Recker, she'll try the 3 and line drive it in.
Her third of the night, her second of the quarter. She's made 3 3-pointers.
And an 11-point lead. Wow. It was 10-0
at
one time.
Minster, so they've scored 11 points in the past almost 2 quarters of the game since that 10-0 run. There was 10-0 with 2:06 to go in the first quarter. So since 2:06 in the first quarter, Minster scored 11. And we're down to a minute 40 here in the third. Big shot. She's hit a couple big ones tonight, Katie McClurg.
That's 3 threes. Be its 32nd timeout. Called by Minster, sponsored by Precision Strip. I'd like to thank our additional sponsors: Burke Petroleum, Chiltex LLC, Sykes Freedom Incorporated, Dickman Supply, Hometown Opportunity, Hillsman Automotive, Park National Bank, SecureCom, and St. Henry Bank. Our keys to the game are brought to you by Keyhole Pizza, Scoreboard sponsors First National Bank, Think First. Starting lineups are sponsored by Emerson Climate Technologies. All our timeouts sponsored by Precision Strip. Jeff and I will pick a player of the game sponsored by NKTelco. Our Minster Live View sponsor is Borchers Floor Center. And on our First National Bank scoreboard, Kalida with an 8-point lead.
A good third quarter for the Wildcats. Remember how bad they kind of opened up the game. Back-to-back games for them with poor first quarter performances. Last time against Lipsick, they weren't able to recover. Lipsick's offense continue to get better or consistent, but Minster's offense has really hit a dry spell here and allowed Kalida to come back and take the lead.
Unverfurth gets her own rebound and sticks it in.
They haven't had many offensive rebounds, but in fact, I have them down for 3, but they take advantage of it.
Give and go to Lamb. Nice job by Kayla Lamb to keep that alive. See if they can convert off that hustle play by Lamb. She tries to drive.
Minster had a nice effort last possession when McClurg hit the 3, and you think here they come, but boy, the offensive effort by Unverfurth. Whitney gets her own missed shot and puts it back in, kind of minimizes that McClurg 3-point shot.
Barhorse is not in right now, so that's their threat underneath, and they just drop a pass. Unverfurth with the steal. Wide open, good hustle play there by Mesher to knock it out of bounds.
Yeah, there's one of those things you won't see it in the score column, but there was a wide open look. I believe it was going to be for possibly, was it Hovis? Maybe he was getting ready. That would have been probably a sure 2 points. Good job by Lydia Mesher sliding down, knocking it out of bounds, letting her defense now reset.
Wrecker, Unverfurth. 25 seconds. I wouldn't be surprised if they take it down to the end, but a fantastic quarter for Kalida. They've outscored Minster 18-3.
Boy, Hovis works her tail off, and she knows when there's 3 seconds. She was posting up, and she counted 1, 2, and then she sprinted to the block, got out. She's a tough one to guard.
Wrecker with the 3. That will finish the third quarter of basketball on our First National Bank scoreboard. Kalida leads by 10. We'll be back with the fourth quarter on NKTelco Sports.
We are here and here and here.
Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Unpack your potential with a career at Pratt Industries. Working at Pratt Industries is more than a job. It's a sustainable career.
Pratt Industries to me is a job. It's my career. It's the way I put food on my table, but I love what I do.
We offer competitive pay, excellent benefits, and opportunities for career advancement. To apply, visit careers.prattindustries.com.
As we go to the fourth quarter, Kalida has made a huge comeback and now lead by 10.
Well, they outscored Minster 18-3. And Kalida did so, hitting 6 of 9 shots from the field. They were 3 of 4 from 2-point range, 3 of 5 from 3-point range, also 3 of 4 from the foul line. So a lot of multiples of 3 there, on their way to 18 points. Minster just the 1 3-pointer that came late in the quarter by McClurg. They only took 4 shots. They made 1, which is not a good percentage, but only 4 attempts. They commit 7 third quarter turnovers, so they've really dug themselves a hole, and they've opened a quarter with a turnover on a good aggressive backside defense coming around the backside from Barhorse to knock it away.
Switch to a zone, which you haven't shown the whole time. Burguy with the steal. Burguy with the ball back. Declines the 3 as she reset the offense, a junior point guard. Nice ball handler. Boy, Kalida has gone from a team that could not score in the first quarter to a very confident offensive team they're on.
15 in the second quarter, 18 in the third quarter.
Ball on the floor. That will stay with Kalida. Yeah, I guess when you score, 15 and 18 after scoring one.
Yeah, and look back, Minster only had 3 in their quarter, but their other quarters not as prolific, 10 and 11. So just flat out putting the ball in the basket has been the key tonight for Kalida. We mentioned their offense not real strong. They come in at, I believe, 41 a game, but their defense is where they've been making hay, giving up 31, and they're kind of on that pace to that 31-point average. Unless Minster can really get fired up here in the last quarter to get some offense in their favor.
We have a travel there on Kalida. You know, in football, a lot of times you hear the win probability, you know, at certain points of the game. Somebody scores a touchdown in the fourth quarter. Wonder what the win probability was when Minster was up 10-0 late in the first quarter.
Well, it was
in the 90s, I'm sure.
Yeah, I would have thought, okay, this is rolling for Minster. They're on pace, and then all of a sudden it just went south.
Yeah.
Another turnover.
Hey, Kalida has earned it. They have come back with defense. There's a nice move by Recker.
And that was a tough shot. She was contested. That was not an easy shot. Recker now with 8 points in the half, 12 in the game. And 12 is the spread right now for Kalida, or their lead, if you will.
Clooney finding sparks in the corner.
Mentioned the defense. Minster, you know, on the passes, when a shooter gets it in a shooting spot, Kalida's there. So they move very well. They don't get caught up in the traffic. And Minster's going to have to take advantage of their opportunities. They won't get many.
Niemeyer's three too long. It's been Minster's Achilles this year. They'll go. Their offense has been real inconsistent. They'll have stretches like that third quarter where
just couldn't get it rolling. And only 4 shots. So
the turnovers.
That's been probably the key factor of it. And then the limited shots, they couldn't make a high percentage of them. And Kalida, on the other hand, was really producing well. So 2 factors there. Minster was cold. Kalida was hot. That's why the spread was 18-3 in favor of Kalida in the third quarter.
Both these teams got a number 2 seed in their individual districts. Kalida has been impressive as they lob it down to Hobus. Catch and high off the backboard, Camille Hobus.
Well, that was a difficult pass, but boy, they ran a lot of clock. I mentioned Hobus. She plays taller than 5'9". She jumps well, came down, got the ball, quick release, used all of the glass you mentioned. And she scores her 8th point of the half as well, her 12th of the game, as she and both Recker have 12 points apiece.
Kalida, the number 2 seed. I forget what district they're in, but the number 1 seed was Lipsick, who beat them last week. The number 3 seed was Columbus Grove. They play the winner of LCC and Fort Jennings. I don't remember the exact seeds, but they should be favored to win that one.
Mentioned Hova, she has 10. And her and Recker both sit down. They're leading scorers. Both take a break. Hovis with 10, and then Recker with 4 and 6 is 12.
Addie Inskeep will go to the line to shoot 2. Inskeep scored 4 points early in the game.
Yeah, she scored the first 4 for Minster. Had a nice drive to the basket, got fouled, made both free throws, and then later scored a basket. It was 4-0 at that time. Minster, all Addie Inskeep.
Hits the second one. Kalida by 13.
Under 5 minutes to play, and last time Kalida ran a lot of clock. They really spread it out, forced Minster to defend much of the half court. They didn't force it, although they got a difficult pass, but Hovis went up, got it, and secured it, and got a good shot and made the basket, more importantly, but it was a long possession.
Minster trying to double team and overplay it. There's Bachrath to Earhart. Addie Miller, just a sophomore. Drive to the basket there by Bachrath. Out of Romas in the game. Coach Huber will call a timeout, full timeout. We'll be right back on NKTelco Sports.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Coming out of the precision strip timeout, Kalida basketball. 3-ball in the corner there by Burguy.
Yeah, just open look, and she hits it. She's made 2 of 3 of those shots today for three-point range. Numbers 18 and 19 for the junior. And now a 16-point Kalida lead over Minster.
You know, we've seen a lot of basketball through the years doing NKTelco games, but I'm not sure I've seen a game swing this big like this.
Yeah, considering the start and the high hopes you thought Minster maybe had with a good start, and kind of Kalida, you know, in the back of my mind, I didn't see the game, but I read the article where they lost to Lipsick and there was a bad first quarter and it just never really got going. And that's kind of what it looked like here, but boy, it was a pretty even second quarter. They outscored Minster by 4, but here in the third, they really hit on all cylinders and have now a 16-point lead. And yes, it was I think their defense is what's most.
Yes.
I mean, their offense is doing well too, but their defense is just really handcuffing Minster. Nothing easy for the Wildcats. And
yeah, for only having 15 players, they have a pretty deep bench, really. They have some different ones they rotate in, and I think it's pretty creative how they use the JV. Kids like Miller and Romas, who are coming off the bench, instead of just playing full-time varsity, they're getting to play 2 full quarters in JV, and that'll pay off this year and next year.
Yep, it all helps. And what I like about Kalida is they're all, you know, they don't seem fatigued. They can rotate players in. They're all equal. It's like you got a leading scorer in Hovis, but everyone else kind of all chips in, does whatever is needed. But they seem to just be consistently strong with whoever they have in the game. With their defense especially, their ball handling has been much better in quarters 2, 3, and 4.
Yep.
And they have that was there a turnover there?
Turnover there was a travel there.
Okay, so that was a rare turnover. That's just their second. They have 4 turnovers here in the second half to the Kalida Wildcats.
They play in the Putnam County League, where basketball is a religion in Putnam County. Right now, Lipsick clinched it. They are 7-0. Kalida 5-1. Columbus Grove 4-2. Ottoville, who Minster lost to earlier this season, 4-3. Then you have Miller City, Fort Jennings, Continental, Pandora, Gilboa on a 5-10 second count. Again, by the defense. Just those names, just want to throw those out there. Those are Putnam County. And there's Kalida and Ottoville. Minster played Ottoville in the state finals 2 years in a row.
Yep.
And Minster has played those 2 teams for a long time.
Kalida and
Ottoville they've played. It's about an hour drive, but you don't mind driving an hour and you're going to have a good ball game.
Yeah, that's
good competition.
Yeah, you mentioned a lot of those schools in that PCL, non-football schools for the most part. So basketball is kind of the bread and butter up there. You do have Columbus Grove that's in that league.
They're in Northwest.
And
PCL, and Pandora Gilboa is in the BBC.
And also this league. So those are football schools, those 2, but the other ones are not.
Pandora Gilboa, their boys team is coached by Mike Lee, former longtime Minster coach, having a very good season. They're something like 14-5 or something along that line. And I believe his 4th year there.
Yeah, it's good to see him. He spent how many years here?
I want to say like 23 years. All-time winningest coach for boys. It was like 330, 340. All-time winningest coach in Minster is Dan Steckschulte. 440 wins against against only 192 losses.
That's a pretty good percentage.
27 years.
All here. Those were all with Minster.
All with Minster, yeah. She
had some years at Cincinnati school, but limited.
Yeah, she had 84 wins at it's in the Cincinnati area. She did there, then she moved back to her hometown, and I think she was married, was just having, and she became head coach
in '89. Was it
89-90 season was the first year, and then the rest is history. Duff Hemmelgarn was a longtime assistant. Coach Wiss, I think in the late 90s, he joined on the JV side, and then he took over when Nan decided to step down. And
she was out 1 year, but they came back, right? And I was on the JV, or kind of not JV coach,
she's
but
varsity assistant, Drive to the basket there is Recker.
Well, Minster had what they needed there. Recker kind of went at the basket, made her mind up she wanted to score. It was kind of a tough shot. The Wildcats kind of bailed her out. I thought it was a difficult shot, but they foul her. And now Recker, 1 of 2 from the line.
Minster, the number 2 seed in the Walpock district, as Recker makes the first one. They play the winner. They play at Spencerville the first round. They play the winner of number 6 seed, Hardin Northern, number 8, Waynesfield Goshen. Top seed was Marion Local. They're in the Shawnee sectional, some different sectional sites.
Yep.
And then the number 3 seed, New Bremen was the 4 seed. The 3 seed is St. Henry. And that's 2 of them there for Recker. Minster and St. Henry on the same side of the bracket. 32nd. Well, we'll just talk about that as we go along. Minster played St. Henry earlier in the season. Let me see if I can look up. They won 40-25. That was very misleading. Really, Minster dominated them early. St. Henry won an 11-minute drought in the first to second quarter. Did not score. The defense for Minster was dominating there, but it was still a 5-point game going into the fourth quarter, and then Minster caught fire in the fourth quarter. That'll be a tough rematch if they both have to win their games, and that moves to the Walpock district. And they would probably have to play St. Henry 2 versus 3. St. Henry, a very young team.
Yeah, they've got brighter things coming up this year. I mean, after this year as well.
I think of their 7-person rotation, they have 4 freshmen, I think. No seniors on the team, so.
Well, good defense by Hovis is.
You know, she
give it right back. Yeah, but boy, Hovis, if she doesn't knock that down, Minster has a free look at the basket with a Wildcat from Minster going to the hoop.
If you just joined us, Minster was ahead 10-0 late in the first quarter, and since then it's been all Kalida, as it looked like Coach Huber is going to take out some of his starters. And why not? They have really turned this around, have been impressive. Also into the game for Minster is Chloe Thien, number 5. Also Kennedy Cordy, number 30, into the game. And what was a nip-and-tuck game has been blown open by Kalida. Niemeyer at the elbow. That is short. Hustle for the rebound. Good job by Thien.
Just 2 shots so far for the Wildcats here in the quarter. We've played 7 minutes almost, and they've taken 2 field goal attempts.
Cordy, Hemmelgarn, corner 3. Lindy Hemmelgarn.
Well, for her 12th of the season for the senior. Probably a little bit too late, but good shot for Lindy.
On her way to play softball at Capital University, and there's a steal by Lydia Mesher. Pass to Kennedy Cordy. Niemeyer with a 3.
Niemeyer, her 6th of the season for the sophomore. Back-to-back triples has helped this cause, but again, the time is going to run out, I believe, on the Minster Wildcats. 12-point deficit, just 40 seconds left in the ball game.
Minster lost last week to OG. They defeated Fort Recovery on Thursday. They'll go to 11-10. They will play their rival New Bremen on Thursday. Another very good defensive team. Well, it's always a battle between those two teams, though. Minster has won that rivalry. They have won 17 straight against New Bremen. Goes back to 2009. Shot up there by Bockrath. Coach Andy Timmerman's got the Cardinals will be playing. It'll be a good rivalry game. Bockrath banks it home. And that will end the ball game. Final score on our First National Bank scoreboard. Kalida comes from way back to defeat Minster 45-31. Kalida now goes to 15-6 overall. They will finish out their season at home on Thursday against Continental, while Minster goes to 11-2 or 11-10 overall. They will host New Bremen here as senior night. We'll have this game on NKTelco Sports. Score by quarter after 1, it was Minster 10, Kalida 1. Yes, Minster was ahead 10-1 after 1. Minster is ahead at halftime 21-16, but then an 18-3 third quarter by Kalida stretches lead to 34-24. And our final score on our First National Bank scoreboard, Kalida 45, Minster 31. Individual scoring for Minster, Katie McClurg with 9 points. Lily Barhorse with 5. Addie Inskeep with 5. Casey Albers with 3. Morgan Sparks with 3. Sadie Niemeyer with 3. Lindy Hemmelgarn with 3 for their total of 31 points. For Kalida, they were led by Olivia Recker with 14. Camille Hovis with 10. Brooke Earhart with 8. Meredith Bachrath with 5. Andrea Burgai with 6. Whitney Unverfirth with 2 for their total of 45. So again, the final score on our First National Bank scoreboard, Kalida 45, Minster 31. With our final numbers, Mr. Jeff Henshin.
Well, we'll look at the stats here for the Kalida Wildcats. From two-point range, Kalida 10 of 18, so a good percentage two-point shooting. They were 5 of 13 from three-point range. Overall, 15 of 31 from the field, so just under 50%. They came in as a team shooting 34%, so much improved there. 15 of 31 for the Kalida Wildcats from the field. For Minster, 2 of 8 from two-point shooting and 7 of 12, a nice number from three-point shooting, but overall just 9 of 20. It's not a bad percentage, but only 20 shots, so it's 11 less shots taken for the Wildcats. Wildcats of Kalida, a very good 10 of 12 from the free throw line. Again, well above their 61% free throw shooting percentage for Kalida, 10 of 12. Minster, 6 of 8. And probably one of the bigger tales of the tape here is the turnovers. I've Minster down for 27 turnovers. You look at the 20 shots, well, the 27 turnovers doesn't help that because then you lose your opportunities to score. Kalida, 18, a high number, but for Kalida, only 6 of those in the second half. Much better job for Kalida taking care of the basketball. Their offense gets clicking, and they basically dominate the third and fourth quarters. They won quarter 2, 15-11, but the third and fourth quarters, a huge second half for the Kalida Wildcats.
So congratulations to Kalida. It'll be interesting watching them down the tournament trail, how far they go, but they were very impressive under Coach Adam Huber as they go to 15-6 overall. Minster will go to 11-10 overall. We'll have the game on Thursday against New Bremen. Our player of the game for the Minster Wildcats.
Well, my vote will go with Addie Inskeep.
Good.
She ended with 5. Now, good credit from Katie McClurg with 9, but I thought Inskeep, she kind of got the Wildcats off to a quick start. Remember, they led 10-0, and ended the game with 5 points, but not a bad job for Addie Inskeep. A bucket early on, 2 free throws, and the offense kind of struggled. They looked so good at first in that first quarter. You thought they were on their way, but she was a part of that, and they really couldn't just keep it going. A number of turnovers didn't allow their offense to really get into any rhythm where they could utilize their normal offensive sets. Credit that to the Kalida Wildcat defense. But tonight, our player of the game, Addie Inskeep, 5'9" sophomore. Congratulations from NKTelco Sports.
And congratulations to Kalida Wildcats. The final score for the final time, Kalida 45, Minster 31. For my partner, Jeff Henshin, I'm Dave Kanapke. Thanks for watching on NKTelco Sports.